Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another instant match reaction. This time a disappointing one. It finished Armenia 1, the Republic of Ireland nil out in Armenia. Where do you start with this? It's a very, very, very disappointing result. Let's get it right. Um, First half, we look at the first half first. First 20 minutes, I thought Ireland weren't great. Armenia looked a better side in the first 20 minutes. Nathan Collins came into the team. I think he really struggled the first 20 minutes. Looked a bit nervous, if I'm honest with you. To be fair to him, he did settle more or less into the game. The heat, I think, did play a major factor. It'd be stupid to say the heat didn't play a major factor. And people say it's the same for both teams. I remember Armenia are going to be used to this heat. And I think they knew that. And they tried to take advantage of that. They pressed Ireland very high. Played with a lot of aggression as well. Ireland couldn't match that. And I don't think they were able to match that. So it was important when Ireland had the ball that they moved the ball well. I don't think they did that enough for the game. I think when you're playing heat like that, particularly, you need to try and move the ball well. Later on in the game, I think they completely ran out of energy, Ireland, but we'll get on to the second half in a few minutes. We did have opportunities, though. I mean, Robinson snatched at a few chances, and it's an issue I have at Robinson at times, guys. I know he had a purple patch, he got a few good goals there recently, but he doesn't have to look to take a shot almost blinded from about 25 yards every time. He needs to be aware of what's going on around him, and I think there was a lack of awareness at times. Benny did his best. He got in behind a couple of times and looked dangerous, but he missed a great opportunity to go 1-0 up, it has to be said. That header was a free header. If he just hits the target in that corner, the keeper isn't saving it. It doesn't even have to be in the corner, you know what I mean? The keeper's getting nowhere near that ball. And we had a couple of other chances that we snatched at as well, and bits and pieces and that kind of thing. And Armenia were kind of the same in the first half, to be honest with you. That said, I wasn't too disappointed going in 0-0 at half time, but I knew we had to improve, and I was thinking, how are we going to improve? My worry was, because of the heat, that we'd run out of energy in the second half. I was hoping Armenia would, but to be honest, Armenia didn't run out of energy. I thought in the second half, from their point of view, they were really, really good and actually got better in the second half. They scored a goal that was offside, and we were lucky there. It was a brilliant finish, by the way, but we were very lucky because the finish, as I said, it was a brilliant finish, but the player is offside, there's no question about that. He probably doesn't need to be offside, so that's where we got lucky. And there was the warning sign. Ireland just couldn't pick it up. I mean, the two wing-backs really struggled, in my opinion, Stevens and Coleman, particularly Stevens. I don't think they could get up and down. Again, maybe older players, that heat, I think it does have a lot to do with it, guys. I mean, it's easy for us to sit in an armchair and say the 33-degree heat and muggy heat doesn't make a difference, particularly when you're not used to it compared to maybe a country like Armenia. But they couldn't get up and down. Stevens and Coleman found it very difficult to get in and support the front three. Parrish at times got the ball, and every time he got the ball, he had to try and cut inside because he didn't really have an overlap. So we never really had overlaps in the game. I don't like picking on players at times, but Hendrick I thought was very poor again. I mean, he seemed to be getting in the way at times, almost too forward at times, getting in the way of the attacking three that were up front. And I don't know, there was something happened in the second half. Didn't he lose the ball and then ended up fouled and got a yellow card? It kind of just typifies him at times, to be honest with you. He just stayed on the pitch. Probably lucky enough, but not to be taken off by Kenny. But look, Armenia really did press in the second half, and eventually they did score. And they took the lead. It was a great long strike, to be fair, but I think Kelleher will be a little disappointed, I think, to be beaten from that distance. I think he'll feel maybe he could have done better and got there, so he'll be disappointed. I think from our point of view, we just, last couple of minutes, we obviously, I wouldn't say it was a siege, but they sat back and we threw in a few long balls. Will Keane came on, Abba Fenny came on earlier on, not much of an impact. And I honestly do think the heat did play a major factor. But having said that, I still think we could have played the game, that we got at least a draw out of the game. Albeni's chance, as I said earlier, was a huge opportunity that he missed. And if we go in front, we might improve a little bit. Maybe we can sit in a little bit in that heat and counter at times. But, we didn't use it well enough, the ball well enough when we had it overall. And you know, we didn't have too many, what I would say, great opportunities, if I'm honest. And Armenia, you have to be honest, fully deserved to get the win. It's a massive win for them. I know they lost 9-0 to Norway. That was a bit of a freak result. A few days earlier, they beat Montenegro 1-0. I think they won 3 games in the World Cup group early doors as well. So they're not a Liechtenstein, they're not San Marino. Are they a side we should be beating or getting a result against? Yeah, absolutely. At least a draw anyway, you would think. So I think it's very disappointing from our point of view, particularly, as I said, you know, the heat, as I said, was a factor, but you got to get something out of that game. I really think so. On to Ukraine, on to Scotland now is all I can say. Ukraine looked a really good side when they played Scotland recently. And there has to be big improvements. We'll have no excuse of heat against those teams, but there has to be big improvements. Were we a bit, when the season finishes, were we a little bit cold as such, if you know what I mean? In terms of not obviously playing many games, these players and that end the season can be a bit dodgy, but at the same time, you know, we're playing a side that we should be capable of beating. Armenia, as I said, fully deserved to win the match, guys. Let me know what you think in the thoughts in the comments. Do you think the heat played a big factor? What went wrong? What do we need to do for Wednesday now and Saturday? And subscribe if you're new, guys. Thanks very much for watching.